Okay, the last one before I have class. I have a curriculum class coming up actually with the principal of some Georgia elementary class, a black woman. So Brenda Johnson. It's fun. It's exciting, right? So it's coming up. This is going to be one last 15-minute video, and here we go. So Frederick the Great. So we have lots of Frederick one, Frederick the Second, William the First, William the Second. So they're all like one, two, three, four. The other monarchs they try to borrow from the original ones, right? The more of a sort of the roots, you could say that I came from this bloodline, the more likely of the you getting the throne or something. I don't know. So Frederick the Great, he was also called Old Fritz by his soldiers. So Fritz is sort of a German nickname. Hey, what's up, Fritz? Hey, Fritz, how you doing, Fritz? Hey, Fritz. Now, the 7 Years' War, his final success against great odds in the 7 Years' War, so he actually won, right, a battle. He reigned over the Kingdom of Prussia for 46 years. So he's like a big-ass monarch. Frederick the Great is the third Hohenzollern king, right? So the House of Hohenzollern, the William II is going to abdicate in 1918, and Hitler is going to cry about it, and then start killing a bunch of Jews. So in his youth, Frederick was more interested in music and philosophy than the art of war. He defied his authoritarian father, Frederick William I, sought to run away with his close friend Hans Hermann von Katte. They were caught, and the king nearly executed his son for desertion. He did force Frederick to watch the execution of Hans. Holy shit, he ran away with his fucking best friend, and then his fucking father murdered Hans Hermann von Katte. So goddamn, look at these fucking monarchs. You know, and fucking king means business. You will fucking obey me, bitch. And so that's how he thinks about the entire world. If that's how he treats his own fucking kids, you know, I could understand maybe oppressing the world and giving your kids freedom or some shit. But when you're fucking your own kids over, you don't give a fuck about anybody. You don't care about anybody. You don't care about yourself, your own progeny, your own legacy. You don't care about them being strong and succeeding whatsoever. You just want their blind obedience like a dumbass mule. Well, that ain't gonna make nobody strong. That ain't gonna make it. That's, you know, ain't nobody got time for that. So, upon ascending to the Prussian throne, he attacked Austria and claimed Silesia during the Silesian Wars, claiming military claim for himself in Prussia. So, some of the Gripshovers are going to see this man. The Gripshovers would have known Frederick the Great. This is the Silesia. There's actually some Gripshovers that was from Silesia. So, he claims Silesia, takes it for Prussia. Near the end of his life, Frederick physically connected most of his realm by conquering Polish territories in the first partition of Poland. He was an influential military theorist whose analysis emerged from his extensive personal battlefield experience, covered issues of strategy, tactics, mobility, and logistics. So France has been trying to take Poland over for quite some time. It's kind of the first acquisition of land towards Russia, right? So they just want to kind of take more land, take more land, take more land, and keep on getting bigger and bigger. Frederick was a proponent of enlightened absolutism. He modernized the Prussian bureaucracy, civil service, pursued religious policies throughout his realm that were surprisingly tolerant. He reformed the judicial system, made it possible for men not of noble stock to become judges, senior bureaucrats. Some critics, however, point out his oppressive measures against his conquered Polish subjects. Frederick supported arts and philosophers he favored, but the same enacted several laws censoring the press. Frederick is buried at his favorite residence, St. Suki in Potsdam, because he died childless. Frederick was succeeded by his nephew, Frederick William II, son of his brother, Augustus William. Nearly all 19th century German historians made Frederick into a romantic motto of a glorified warrior, praising his leadership, administrative efficiency, devotion to duty, and success in building up Prussia to a leading role in Europe. Historian Leopold von Ranke was unstinting in his praise of Frederick's heroic life, inspired by great ideas, filled with feats of arms, and immortalized by the raising of the Prussian state to the rank of a power. Johann Gustav Joysen was even more extolled. He remained an admired historical figure throughout the Germans' empire-crushing defeat in First World War. Nazis glorified him as a great German leader, prefiguring Hitler, but his reputation became far less favorable after the fall of the Nazi regime in 1945 in both East and West Germany. So, you know, I guess they don't like monarchs anymore. Hans Hermann von Katte, this is the lieutenant of the Prussian army, close friend of the future Frederick II of Prussia, right? The great Frederick the Great. Frederick the Great was Frederick the Second, so we could say Johann the Great, right? Johann Gripshover the Great. He was the second, but it's Johann the Great. I mean, he's the only Johann we really know about. Did his father actually die, you know, with his grandfather, or did he die 20 years later? We don't even know that. We don't even know this. We know nothing about who the great Johann is, but the great Johann is Okay, anyway, so he was executed by Frederick's father, Frederick William I of Prussia, when Frederick plotted to escape from the Kingdom of Prussia to the Kingdom of Britain. So he he was going to the British. He was going to the British. So it's weird actually how a lot of these sort of German princes and kings have a great admiration and sort of almost they're in awe of you know, of England with the pathos and the great, you know, robes and the royalty. And some believe that Frederick intended to defect to the service of George II of Great Britain. Frederick's maternal uncle possibly returned to Prussia to depose Frederick William. So, you know, the fact that these people, they have, you know, they got bloodlines in England, they got bloodlines in Europe, they got bloodlines everywhere. So they're always worried about people taking them over and shit. He was born in Berlin. Berlin is the heart of Prussia, the heart of Germany. I think Hamburg is something too, right? Born in the Prussian capital of Berlin, Kotte was a nobleman by birth, coming from a long line of aristocratic military men. His ancestors were squires of Wust and the Altmark. So he did some stuff, and then Frederick William I, he's like, look at me, I am so pretty. King in Prussia, elector of Brandenburg, not Meade County, Kentucky, but Brandenburg as a state of Germania. Brandenburg from 1713 until his death, right? So, you know, until 1740. So he's a monarch, right? He was a fucking king. He was an absolute tyrant for about 20 to 30 years. So the tyrants that have, you know, control, absolute control, it's easy to follow sort of what they did and how their programs and shit worked. And we could say the house of this or that, and we could see a continuity when times were good, where times weren't good. A list of rulers of Brandenburg. Brandenburg is a mark, one of the primary constituent states of the Holy Roman Empire, created in 1157. Margravate, early rulers. In 1415, Brandenburg is successor states, Duchy of Prussia. Margraves of Brandon. Albert I, is it the same Albert I? Otto, 1, 2, John, Henry, who are these people? Louis, Winclesius, Frederick 1, 2, John Cicero. Oh, now we got all the Fredericks. Frederick William, all right, the Great Elector, Duke of Prussia. Frederick III, King of Prussia. Frederick William, King of Prussia, the Soldier King. The Soldier King. What? Frederick II, King of Prussia, annexed Polish-Prussian territory, King of Prussia. Frederick the Great. All right, Frederick the Great. Frederick William II, his nephew, King of Prussia. Frederick William III, till 1806. So Frederick William III is the one who lost against, right? He's the one who lost against Napoleon. Frederick William ruled as an independent king of Prussia to his death. Oh, so he wins. Wait, he loses, he wins. He loses, he wins. He loses and then he wins. He comes back because Napoleon conquers him and they take over Germany, right, for about 10, 20 years. And then Frederick William comes triumphantly back and says, ha-ha, ha-ha. Frederick William of Prussia. He had uncontrollably violent in temper, vulgar in speech and manner, culture so deeply pious he considered theaters temples of Satan. I will not go to the temples of Satan. He made a fetish of cleanliness, washing and grooming himself many times each day. Wash, wash, wash. They're so dirty, so much bacteria. Ooh. This royal neurotic was the most remarkable reformer of his dynasty. He was a real father of Prussian militarism and Prussian bureaucratic efficiency. No, I must make this efficient and take over land and kill lots of foreign enemies. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care about you. Okay, Frederick won. Oh, man, it's twice. So he was somebody, right? He was somebody. Frederick William II, King of Prussia, 1786, and death, personal union. He was against, right, the challenges existing in order posed by the French Revolution. His religious policies were directed against the Enlightenment. So he's anti-fucking thinking, anti-Enlightenment. Think about that. The Enlightenment is when people start questioning and becoming enlightened and thinking about things and looking at the world and saying, wow, let's become, you know, fucking human. Springtime of Nations, the revolutions, and let's stop being peasant serfs. Let's stop being fucking, you know, peasant fucking renters to the landlords, just working and slaving for other people, to give other people fucking money and shit. We don't need to do that type of shit. We're better than that. We ain't just peasants. This should be a fucking agrarian society. Thomas Jefferson said we all need some piece of land. That's how you get revolution. Revolution centers around land acquisition, land reform. You get a piece of land, then you could say people don't need food stamps because you can raise the damn shit. So you just didn't fucking plant a garden. Next time, plant a garden. Learn how to fucking can some tomatoes and shit. Learn how to save some, you know, some beef. Have a deep freezer full of meat and stuff, so that way you won't die. You know, once they have, you know, a land to where they can actually grow sort of the vegetables that they can eat on throughout the year, then you can't really get mad at them, you know. Or land to grow some of the animals, right? Have some animals, and then they can eat off the animals. So if they don't have that, they're renting in a fucking apartment building. How much, you know, what are they going to raise? What kind of fucking animals are they going to have? And they're going to have nothing. They're going to have nothing. City people have nothing, okay? City people have nothing whatsoever. They're just living their lives, right? They go to a job, make money, go fucking party, and that's their lives. That's it. No build up, no power. So I don't know. Maybe they try to buy the building or some shit, but from what I've seen, so until you have land, right, you want to acquire and save stuff. But if you just rent an apartment, right, you don't want to, you know, just kind of up it a little bit to make it exciting and shit. But you don't really want to. I mean, come on. So I guess the Enlightenment aimed at restoring a traditional Protestant. So he's a Protestant, he's anti-thinker, and he's a Protestant, which is the Ku Klux Klan. Same shit, right? So they're fucking, you know, they love the fucking Freemason English, the goddamn Freemasons, right? And then they, the Germans seem to, they have problems with Jews for some reason. I don't have a problem with Jewish people. There's actually, they're frugal, right? So save your money. That's a good fucking idea. Save your pennies. They threw pennies at Adam Sandler, and he saved those pennies, and now he's, you know, he's a multi-millionaire from comedy and making movies. But you know, he was frugal too. So you know, whatever. He's born in Berlin. Basically, being born in Berlin, that's, you know, that's all you really need to do in order to become, you know, the Frederick's ban on the German language with the admission of German writers. Wait, what is this? Hold on, what is this? The misgivings of Frederick II appeared justified in retrospective. Frederick William's ascension to the throne was indeed followed by a series of measures for lightening the burdens of the people, reforming the oppressive French system of tax collecting introduced by Frederick, encouraging trade by the diminution of customs dues and the making of roads and canals. This gave the new king much popularity with the masses. The educated classes were pleased by his removal of Frederick's ban on the German language. So he banned the German language? What? Why Frederick the First? Frederick the Great, or is this Frederick the Great? This ain't the great one. The great one fucking banned the German. Is he really a fucking German monarch or a king? He's if he's anti the German language, he's anti fucking admission of German writers. So, okay, the second is undoing all these fucking things, but that means they weren't allowing German writers to the Prussian Academy. They weren't active encouragement at schools and then universities. What the fuck? He also, this is good, so he's killing state monopolies and he allowing academic freedom, right? So coffee, tobacco, and sugar monopolies, he's fucking smashing them. So very much the opposite of what the French are doing. The French are trying to expand their sugar plantations, but here we're, you know, Frederick William, well, the monarch, is actually trying to stop the shit. The German language, I can't believe they actually banned the German language. I don't know what that's all about. William the First, German emperor, right? This is the first. This is the face of Germany right here. 1871, Germany became Germany because of this man and Otto von Bismarck after they won the Franco-Prussian War. He was the fucking man, you know. France can't just storm on through Germany. He stopped their mobility, and he also united all the German-speaking nations, the German Confederation, even a Holstein and Schleswig, and then, you know, used Austria for an ally to fight against them, and then turned on them immediately. But Austria and actually Germany have a lot of similarities to each other. Unfortunately, I think it's just the monarch. You have an Austrian monarch and a German monarch, and they just, you know, they want to rule over their own lands, and they don't, you know, combine. Hitler wanted to see them combine, right? German's a West Germanic language, so it's not, German isn't even German, it's West German. So do you speak West German? Well, I don't speak any other. Do you speak East German? Of course not. I just told you I speak. Maybe I should have asked the first one. If you want to trick me, you probably should have. Alright, pretend I didn't come. Alright. You speak East German? Probably. Nope. If you speak German, you speak West German. Oh, I don't speak any German at all. I'm speaking English. Go fuck yourself. A number of words are derived from Latin and Greek. Fewer from French and English. Widely spoken languages most similar to German include Luxembourgish, Yiddish, Dutch, Frisian languages, and English. So English sounds as choppy as... Does English sound choppy? Like fucking German? Ich liebe dich. Like, I love you. I love you. Ich liebe dich. Ich liebe dich. German's written Latin alphabet. I don't know. I'm a little bit pissed that the German fucking emperor went ahead and, you know, banned a fucking language. How do you ban a language? So this is Francis Joseph.